Hi students, in this section we are going to see Stokes law. Stokes law is applicable for spherical shaped bodies, and if you know and it is applicable for steady state conditions. Steady state means it should the property of or velocities should not change with the time, should not be function of time. Okay, should not be a function of time. Property should not be function of time. Next, so what exactly Stokes law says? Say there is a spherical body. Say this is a spherical body, and if it is released in a liquid, say there is a liquid here, if it is released in a liquid, so from here so it is continuously going down, it goes down and it comes down after certain time. This is the position initially, first, second and third case. Now when a body is if the depth of the section, if the depth is infinite, if d is infinite, if the depth of the water column is infinity, then there will be a drag force from the water also. There will be opposing force from water. Okay, so body tries to go down, but because of water has viscosity, so basically water has viscosity, because of that body doesn't go down. Suppose if you are falling in a water and you fall in honey, ocean of water, where you will sink first? Ocean of water will sink first, because it is very less viscosity, that's why you will go fast. And whereas it comes to the honey, ocean of honey, then there will be viscous forces which is opposing the body to go down. Okay, so that is why viscous forces are opposing the body to go down. The opposing force is also called drag force. Listen carefully. If a body is trying to go up, drag force will act in the downward direction. If body is going to do downward direction, then a drag force will act in the upward direction. Okay, most of the cases body try to settle down, so most of the cases drag force will be in the upward direction. Body tries to go down, drag force will be in the upward direction. So this drag force, this is not a theoretically derived formula, this experimental data. The drag force is equal to 6 pi nu r v t. Okay, where nu is equal to coefficient of viscosity, where r is a radius of spherical body and vt is terminal velocity. Sir, what is a terminal velocity? First time I am hearing. This is the final velocity. Terminal, Mumbai terminal. So terminal means that is the last, dead end. So there will be no more velocity after this velocity, that is called a terminal velocity. Listen, first when the liquid is thrown, it has a velocity v1, v2. After certain time, there will be no more change in velocity. The velocity finally becomes vt. Initially it has some velocity, sure, but it increases up to certain terminal velocity. After this velocity, the velocity doesn't change. So this is called terminal velocity. So drag force is equal to 6 pi nu r vt. Okay, let's go to the problems. How it happens? So variation of velocity of sphere with time. If the body is dipped in water, it so happens that velocity it increases for some time, it remains constant, rate of change of velocity becomes 0 at a steady state. So there will be no more change in velocity with respect to time. Initially the velocity will change, but at the last velocity will not change. Okay, let's see some few problems. Okay, let's derive the expressions, how it can change, what is the terminal velocity, how it can be expressed. Okay, so this is the body, spherical body. When it has a assume that it has a density of density rho, there is a downward force, body tries to go down, and there will be one force in the upward direction because it is flowing in a liquid, by buoyancy force. This is a gravitational force. There will be one more force acting because body is trying to go downward direction. What is the force acting on it? Drag force. Okay, drag force. So velocity is moving with the constant velocity in the down velocity vt, and acceleration is equal to 0. Let's write equation. Upward force must be equal to downward force. So Fd plus Fb is equal to F gravity. So buoyancy of the force, say this is a density of body is rho b, liquid surrounding it is rho l. Listen carefully, density of body is rho b, liquid surrounding it is rho l. Okay, radius of the sphere is r. Okay, radius of the sphere is r. Drag force is equal to, the formula is 6 pi nu r into terminal velocity vt plus buoyancy force is equal to density of liquid into volume submerged is equal to 4 by 3 pi r cube into g, which is equal to gravitational force rho b into 4 by 3 pi r cube into g. R and the square will be remaining, r square, and pi gets cancelled, and 2 3s are, and 2 is remaining, and I am getting velocity, terminal velocity 3 nu into vt is equal to rho b minus rho l. I am sending rho l also other side, rho minus rho l into, I can take out as a common factor 2 by 3 r square into g, 2 by 3 r square into g. Then terminal velocity vt is equal to rho b minus rho l by 2 by 9 r square g. This is the terminal velocity. So 9, this is not g, okay, this is 9. Sometimes students get confused because of my handwriting. This is 9. Okay, 2 by 9, and nu also is there, 9 nu. This is the terminal velocity formula. Examples for this. So I said in one case d is infinity. Sir, how can you say the depth is infinity? Okay, acha. Okay, let's consider radius of sphere as 0.01 meter. Okay, radius of sphere is 0.01 meter. Then depth of the sphere is depth of the water is, let's take it as 10 meters. Compare the ratio. How many times d is greater? D by small r is equal to 10 by 0.01. It is approximately 1000 times. Compared to r, the d is very very high. So this is a way of comparing. D is infinity. So practically, if you ask d, so there will be no such thing like up to infinity they will go down. Then d means up to certain extent, comparatively. Sometimes, okay, listen. Rho, if in questions, rho l is very very less compared to rho b, then neglect the rho b, rho l part, and terminal velocity is equal to 2 into rho b into r square g by 9 into nu, if rho b is less than rho l. Okay, let's go to some examples. See here, a force of 3.14 Newton is required to drag a sphere of radius 4 centimeter with a speed of 5 meter per second with a speed of 5 meter per second. When the speed is given, assume that acceleration is equal to 0. In a medium of gravity free is g is equal to 0. Find the coefficient of viscosity in the medium. What I said in the previous case is, first draw the free body diagram. When entire first year and second year and first year, you have to draw free body diagram for almost for every case. Now write the free body diagram. Gravity free, it is gravity free. There will be Fg is equal to 0. There will be no gravitational force. But this fellow is saying that it is moving up. 3.14 Newton is required to drag the sphere. So he is dragging in the upward direction, say how much force? 3.14 Newton he is applying. If it is going upward in the 3.5 upward direction, then external force, you say, dragging. Okay, external force is 3.14. Then the drag force due to liquid will act in the backward direction. Fd is equal to 6 pi nu r into Vt. So upward force is equal to downward force, because acceleration is equal to 0. 3.14 is equal to 6 into pi is 3.14 into radius is given, coefficient of viscosity, radius is given 4 centimeter into 4 into 10 power minus 2 into dv by 6 pi nu r is given, the terminal velocity is equal to 5. So 3.14 gets cancelled. You can get the value of nu is equal to 1 by, so 5 to 4 20 and you can get the value of 5 into 20 into 6 into 10 power minus 2. This is the value of viscosity you will get in a Pascal second. Check the options after doing in exam I am saying. Let's see other question. Okay, I forgot to explain what are the cases we can apply this Stokes law. Cases to apply the Stokes law. First one, if raindrops are falling or small spheres or small spherical bodies are falling, and sometimes they will ask that clouds are moving downwards, so these cases we can apply Stokes law basically. Okay, a metallic sphere of radius 1 into 10 power minus 3 meter, a radius is given, density is given, enters a tank of water after free fall through a distance h. Okay, so free fall through distance h and the Earth's gravitational field, its velocity remains unchanged after entering the water. So listen carefully, its velocity remains unchanged, which means the question you should understand properly first. So this is a water tank. Above the water tank it is falling freely from how much height? h. Okay, which velocity is not changing after reaching the downward while it is going. What will be the velocity which before touching v is equal to square root of 2gh. If you draw free body diagram of the body, gravitational force act in the downward direction mg and the buoyancy force act in the upward direction, then the drag force will act in the upward direction because the body has tendency to move downward direction. Okay, now what he is asking, determine the value of h. So generally you can memorize the equation, but I don't recommend you to memorize, because if you memorize now, even I forget tomorrow. Drag force is equal to 6 pi nu r Vt plus buoyancy force is equal to density of liquid, density of water into volume is 4 by 3 pi r cube into g, which is equal to density of body into 4 by 3 pi r cube into g. Instead of Vt, substitute the Vt is equal to velocity not changing na, is equal to root 2gh. So substitute the values and density values are given, everything is given. You need to find the h value only. Okay, next. This is a very important model. A powder comprising a particles of various sizes is stilled up in a vessel filled up to height of 10 centimeter with water. Assuming the particle to be spherical, find the size of largest particle that will remain in suspension after 1 hour. See, even after 1 hour also it should remain in suspended. Okay, remain in suspension. What does it mean? Even after 1 hour also it should not settle down at the bottommost point. If you draw a diagram, this is a vessel this height is 10 centimeter. Okay, say it is released from the top, it should come slowly, and even after minimum case, it should not, provided remains in suspension after 1 hour. So should remain in suspension means we assume that it is just touching after 1 hour, so that we will get a maximum size of the particle. Okay, largest particle size, because if it is coming in exactly after 1 hour, which means that is the largest particle can come also 1.5 hours, it will be lighter particle. So if the lighter particle is given, the density will, radius will be less. See, listen carefully again. If it is coming down first, exactly after 1 hour it is coming down, which means the diameter is more. This is the largest size. Even if the particle has less size, after 1 hour what happens? It will remain somewhere above. Okay, if the particle is coming exactly after 1 hour, it means it has a maximum size. Okay, what should be the velocity? Terminal velocity. Terminal 1 hour time is given and the distance also given. What should be the velocity? Velocity is equal to distance by time. Distance is equal to 10 into 10 power minus 2 by time is equal to 3600. You can get the value of terminal velocity, very less value. After that, what we are supposed to find? Diameter we need to supposed to find. Draw the free body diagram. Upward force is a drag force and other force is buoyancy force, and there is downward force, gravitational force. Okay, drag force 6 pi nu RVT is equal to rho body minus rho liquid into, I am writing directly, 4 by 3 pi r cube into g. Okay, r square gets cancelled. Okay, next 2 and 3, pi gets cancelled. 9 nu Vt by rho b minus rho l into 2 into g is r square. To get r will be square root of this entire value. So do the simplification, you will get the value of radius maximum. This is the maximum radius. You understood? Hope you understood maximum radius. Value can be less than this value also. Okay, thank you very much.